Hi. When a group of 7th graders were asked who they wanted to interview, they could have chosen anyone. And yet, they chose me. Take that, Tucker. Yeah, clap all you want. They're young reporters for Kids Day. That's a section of New York Newsday. That's for kids and written by kids. So I spoke to Frederick, Alex, John, and Harrison, 4 exceptionally intelligent young people with impeccable taste, I might add. All right, guys, you got some questions for me? Who's first?
So I'm a big fan of Prager University videos.
You are?
Yeah, and I saw your video about why the right is right.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you first become involved with Prager University?
You know, that is none of your business. How dare you bring that up? No, actually, Dennis Prager, I'm a big fan of Dennis Prager, and I used to watch those videos, too. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
And you're already watching Prager videos? Fantastic. Do you watch The Five?
I do, yeah.
Would you say it's your favorite show?
Yes, by far.
By far. Who would you say is your favorite person on that show?
Well, you.
Thank you. All right, next question.
Were you interested in politics at my age?
How old are you?
I'm 12.
Yes, I was, a little bit. Because when I was 12, that was 1976. So, around 1973, around there, we had Nixon. It was a big deal. He had to resign, Watergate. So you had to know that stuff, which is kind of like what you're going through now, because you're in the era of Trump, which is way more interesting than any era ever. You're watching basically the Godzilla of politics.
What do you do before a show? Do you check your teeth, hair, or zipper?
Yes, I did. All 3 at once, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I do is I get makeup. A lot of people, I am naturally handsome, but the makeup just hides a lot of the scars that I got in college. I have notes. I take notes about what I'm going to say. It's always good to be prepared for your show, you know? And then, kind of just relax a little bit. I have a cup of tea, which I find is important. But the most thing is to be prepared. I do a monologue, so I rehearse. And then I help out the other co-hosts. A lot of the co-hosts on The Five aren't very good. They usually come in, they're unprepared, they're sloppy. I'm like the kid in class that helps the other kids out. Like, Dana is terrible. Dana Perino sits there, so I often help her out because she needs probably more help than anybody on the show. Sad, really, when you think about it. Anyway.
Are you ever concerned that your sources are inaccurate and could ruin someone's reputation?
You know, I would if I had sources, but I don't have any sources. The only source I have is my brain. You have to understand, on The Five, all I'm doing is what you guys do in class. Do you guys have homeroom yet?
Yeah.
So, when homeroom isn't really a class. You kind of like sit there and then you talk to your friends and you make jokes and maybe you make fun of your friend. That's what I do on The Five.
So what do you think about the fact that in many colleges these days, students are playing with Play-Doh rather than actually learning about Play-Doh?
Nicely done. A play on words, or a play-toe on words, huh?
Oh.
There you go. We'll be right back. Practice saying we'll be right back and you'll be a star. You know, it's a good point. The kids these days seem frightened of different opinions. They need safe spaces. They don't like it when there's speakers from other perspectives on their campuses. So you have this safe space movement. And Play-Doh is a good symbolic tool because they're like children who play with toys. This is a good question.
And what was it like going to school at UC Berkeley as a conservative, or were you more liberal back then? And if so, what event caused a change of heart?
You know, that's a good question. I was probably apolitical. I was a liberal in high school because it was easy. Being a liberal is like being in high school because you don't have any concept of paying taxes and you think emotionally. When you're in high school, you think emotionally. Liberals tend to think emotionally. So it was easy to be liberal. When I got to Berkeley and I was surrounded by nothing but leftists and liberals, I realized that was the end game, and it's kind of scared me. And what changed my mind was actually going outside and reading stuff that wasn't in my classroom curriculum. So I was reading National Review, conservative magazines, and that's what kind of, and American Spectator, and I started reading conservative books.
I noticed earlier you said you like to help out your
Yes,
co-hosts.
I do.
Have you ever pranked your coworkers?
I consider my entire life a prank. I am put on this planet to annoy people. So it's like actually the only time I prank people is when I'm not doing anything, because then they're really worried. Like if I haven't done anything bad, they think I'm up to something worse.
Do you think of yourself as a comedian or a journalist? And does your wife think you're funny?
Man, that's a good question. My wife thinks I'm funny when other people are around, but when no one's around, she'll say that's not funny. You know, she'll be polite, but then she'll be the toughest audience when we're alone. I don't think of myself as a comedian because I was a journalist and a magazine editor. Comedians take risks in the sense that they get up in front of an audience and tell jokes. I don't do that. I think that's a pretty gutsy thing to do. So I would never say I was a comedian. And I would say I'm a writer. So I write. A journalist, you hit the pavement, you interview people. I really don't do that. I'm a writer, and I am somebody who's just has obnoxious opinions that I like to spit out every now and again. And I'm very lucky that I have a job that allows me to do this, although it took a while to get here.
So I hope to someday have a career in politics.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to get in politics? So, all right, where do you want to start? You want to start as president?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so you're just going to wait until what age do you think you'll be running for president?
Maybe like early 40s.
Early 40s?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I could see that happening.
I noticed in the 5 that your unicorn mug is broken, the horn.
That is true.
Who broke it, or why did it break?
Well, it's because the horn is very small, it's easily broken. We fired that person. She actually we took all of her belongings, put it in a box, sent her out on the street, never saw her again. But I think that was the right decision, correct?
Yeah, that definitely was.
So I see that, I'm glad you think so. Did you bring a new?
Yes, this
Wow.
is for you.
Wow, interesting.
And with that, we have this.
Ooh,
It's a button.
a unicorn button.
Press it.
It's a unicorn wishes.
You're not weird. You're just a unicorn.
That is so true. Though I am weird and a unicorn. I'm not normally allowed to accept gifts from journalists, but I'll take these because I love unicorns. That's great. You know what? I got you guys candy bars. See, you guys got me a unicorn stuff. I went to the drugstore next door, and I got you guys candy bars. Yeah. See, I just bribed the journalists.
Also,
See,
speaking
that was
of
a
candy
trick.
bars,
Oh, what'd you get me?
I got you a candy bar.
Really?
So I got a Snickers.
Yes.
You know how they say all the words on the back?
Yeah.
And for you, I got you a sarcastic
Oh, wow.
Snickers bar.
That's great. Sarcastic.
And I got some other ones for other members of the 5
Oh,
who think should deserve them.
Yes. I don't think they do, but I'll give it to them anyway.
So I gave you some you can choose from to give them to.
All right. Oh, well, let me see. Okay. Oddball, Jesse. Jesse, oddball. Princess. It's either Kimberly or Dana.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Klutz. I don't know what to say. Maybe. Well, I'm trying to think who's tripped late. I'm actually more of a klutz. Cray Cray. That's Kimberly. Confused, obviously Juan, right? Juan is confused. Thank you, guys. Excellent. Well, that was wonderful. And now we will attempt something that's never been done in the history of TV, to my knowledge anyway. Answer viewer mail, huh? Translation, the guy who usually writes this part of the show didn't show up today. Carl, you're fired. Merry Christmas. All right, to the questions. By the way, these are directed to everyone, including myself. Our first one comes from Susan. She asks, what is the most annoying habit? The most annoying habit that other people have? Tyrus?
I hate obvious questions. I hate it. Hey, you got a hat on there? Yeah. Hey, you tall? No. Like, I hate... I guess it's some kind of nervous reaction I have to try to start a conversation with me.
Right.
But the obvious, hey, nice shoes you got there. Well, I'm not barefoot, dog. What do you want to talk about? Just get to the damn point. I hate obvious questions.
Wow, I enjoy obvious over complex questions. I don't want anybody to ask me something on the bus that's really complicated, like, I have this pain in my lower intestine. Kat?
People not liking me. It's so annoying. Is there anything more annoying than someone not liking you?
What if somebody likes you so much they stalk you?
Ooh.
There you go. There's a downside to everything, Stephen. Annoying habits.
I wouldn't know anything about people not liking me. I think, it's kind of, and now I just go with it because they go, hey, what's up? You were great in Backdraft. And I go, thanks. And then they go, yeah, and now which one are, and you and, oh, you're the one, oh, right. And now I just go, yeah, my Trump impersonation's great, thanks. Good to see you.
Terry?
I have no answer for this. I do. Well, we're talking about questions and stuff. When you ask somebody a question and they repeat it back to you, so what do you think is it? What do I think? Nah, come on, just answer the question.
No.
That one really annoys me. I don't really have any annoyance.
I think that I used to do that on TV when I did VH1. They'd ask you about Paris Hilton.
And then you'd have to.
And I go, Paris Hilton, what's up with that? And that would guarantee I would be on the show. She left her dog in the closet? What's up with that? And then I'd always be in every episode because they needed to open the show and end the show with somebody repeating it. Second question. I like this one. Also from a Susan. Maybe it's the same Susan. Who knows? Does a person's happiness level depend mostly on the good or bad things that have happened to that person or on something else? Stephen?
Praise the Lord, Greg.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, no, listen, it's tough times. One of the reasons I wanted President Trump to win was, he was going to boost the economy quick, and that's going to put a few more bucks in everybody's pocket and lighten everybody up and chill out and Thanksgiving and Christmas and yay. But it's working slowly. Yeah. It's working.
All right, that's your happiness, Terry.
I think it can. I mean, I actually, honestly, I struggle with some of the stuff that I've been through, and I'm like, all right. I just, you know what I think we need to just remember, I need to be more grateful. I'm still alive, man. I got guys not coming back from the war. I could, but people, we suck. We forget, right? So like there'll be days I'm like, nah. I'm like, dude, you're alive. Be happy.
Yeah, 90% of me is doing
I know.
I forget everything.
That's
Kat.
why we're friends, Greg.
I know. To remind me what a jerk I am. Kat?
Yeah, I think happiness comes from within. Because my life is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But I'm still like a little sad all the time.
Yes.
You know?
So it's why? Because inside you're a little sad?
Because inside there's something dying, I think. I don't know. Like spiritually.
Yeah. No, you
No one
can't,
knows what I mean.
If it's not alive, it can't die.
Oh, that's true.
Yes. Tyrus?
I'm selfish. Like whenever I'm feeling down, I'll just look at short people and be like, hell yeah. or I'll go in the weight room. I'll go in the weight room and throw some weight around. And what really makes me happy is when guys walk by, kind of like you, and they do this. They stick to. They always do. I'm like, why does he do that? It's like a
blow it up on you.
But it's defensive. Like Jesus, don't eat me. I enjoy. I really love being a monster. And when I'm feeling down and blue, I just look at a little Greg and be like, that could be me. I literally could be like, honey, can you get that for me? I don't have, that's such a happy thing to be the guy in the supermarket that if somebody's in trouble, yes, ma'am, I can. That is a wonderful, wonderful feeling.
All right, wait a second.
What about you? What about you, Gutfeld?
When I'm in the supermarket and that apple rolls down and rolls under, I can get under there and get it. You can't. If there is a fire.
This is what makes me happy.
That's turning a frown upside down right now.
If there's a fire,
on my knees,
Tyrus,
he can't get me
I can crawl through the doggy door. You can't. And I've crawled through doggy doors.
Kick the door in.
No, you can't.